Hello Medicos. In this video, I will try to explain you about inner ear. I already uploaded video about outer ear and the middle ear. So if you didn't watch, first try to watch about the outer and middle ear. Then you will understand about the inner ear. In this video, I will completely explain about the all part of the inner ear like semicircular canal, vestibule, cochlea, utricle and saccule, cochlear duct, semicircular duct, endolymphatic fluid, all part. And also I last of the video I will explain you about the mechanism of hearing and mechanism of balance. So please try to watch the video complete. So now start the inner ear. First of all, what is inner ear? Inner ear, it has two part. Inner ear has two part called labyrinth. So it's also called labyrinth. Another name of inner ear also called labyrinth. Labyrinth is the another name of the inner ear. So it's also called labyrinth. It has two labyrinth. First is the bony labyrinth. Second is the membranous labyrinth. There is some difference between the bony and the membranous labyrinth. I will explain. First of all, what is bony labyrinth? Bony labyrinth, it is a series of cavities in the temporal bone. Here you will see the purple color. The purple color, this is called bony labyrinth, and inside of this bony labyrinth are called membranous labyrinth. It is blue color. So this blue color is called membranous labyrinth and the purple color are called bony labyrinth. So it is a series of cavity in the temporal bone. Mostly I already said about our ear situated in the temporal bone and inner ear also. This is the part of the inner ear which is situated in the temporal bone. So bony labyrinth is a series of cavity present in the temporal bone. What is membranous labyrinth? Is a series of sacs and tubule insides of the bony labyrinth. I already said it is present inside of the bony labyrinth. So membranous labyrinth present in the inside of bony labyrinth and it consists of sacs and tubules. What is the classification? Bony labyrinth, it is contain three region. It is divided into three region. It contain semicircular canal, vestibule and cochlea. Here this is called semicircular canal. This part is called vestibule. This part is called vestibule and this part is called cochlea. So it consists of semicircular canal, vestibule and cochlea. What is membranous labyrinth? Membranous labyrinth contain utricle and saccule, cochlear duct, semicircular duct and endolymphatic duct. Here you will see this is the utricle and saccule part. So it consists of saccules and utricle. It is very important, help in the balance. I will discuss completely in the detail. So utricle, saccule, cochlear duct, semicircular duct and endolymphatic duct. What is fluid filled in this? First, in bony labyrinth, it contains the perilymph. Perilymph are present in the bony labyrinth. The fluid filled in the bony labyrinth are called perilymph, and the fluid present in the membranous labyrinth are called endolymph. So it is first difference between the bony labyrinth and membranous labyrinth. Now I will try to explain you about one by one. First is the semicircular canal. So first topic, semicircular canal. Here you will see this is the semicircular canal. This part is called semicircular canal. So this is three part. First, second and third. Three semicircular canal present. First is the anterior. Anterior semicircular, also called superior semicircular canal. Here you will see this is anterior and also you see this is also superior visible. So it's also called anterior or superior semicircular canal. Second is the posterior semicircular canal. Here you will see this is the posterior semicircular canal. And third is the lateral or horizontal, because this is present horizontally and also lateral position. So this is also called lateral or horizontal semicircular canal. So you will always remember that there are three semicircular canal present. First anterior, second posterior and third is the lateral or horizontal. They always present at right angle to each other. Please learn this arrangement. They always present at right angles to each other. So three axis rotation, it help in the three axis rotation. First is the vertical rotation, also and anterior posterior rotation and transverse rotation. So together these help in the rotation of the also rotational movement maintenance, three axis rotation maintenance. So three axis, which axis? First is the vertical axis, second is the anterior posterior axis and third is the transverse axis. So three axis rotation help by the semicircular canal. I will also discuss enlarged enlarged end of the semicircular canal are called ampulla. Here this is, you will see, this is the ampulla, enlarged end of the semicircular canal called ampulla. You see this is the crista within the ampulla, enlarged end of the semicircular canal, so it's called ampulla. Ampulla open into the vestibule by the 5 orifice. Here this is the ampulla which open into the vestibule. This part is called vestibule. So ampulla open into the part of vestibule by 5 orifice. This is the opening of the ampulla of the semicircular canal. What is the function? You will see the semicircular canal. So function is the upon movement of head. When person movement her head, then the flow of endolymph within the duct. I already said about semicircular canal contain inside of the semicircular canal also present endolymph. Because duct is the semicircular duct which is present of the membranous labyrinth, so it contain the endolymph. So flow of endolymph within the duct changes the speed or rotation. So first changes the speed and rotation. After that, sensory receptor in the ampulla. This is the ampulla. Sensory receptor in the ampulla of the semicircular canal detect these changes. Detect first these changes and send the signal to the brain, allowing for the processing of balance. So it help in the main function of the semicircular canal is the balance. I will discuss that semicircular canal, vestibule, this utricle and saccule together, all they help in the balance in the body. So I will discuss in the mechanism of the hearing and mechanism of balance how this occur. So it is first, you only remember that semicircular canal is the function of semicircular canal is the balance. So it is the function of semicircular canal, and all three semicircular canal help in the 3-axis rotation balance. So also 3-axis rotation occur: vertical, anterior-posterior and transverse rotation due to the position of 3 axis on the lateral, horizontal, same, anterior and posterior. So this is about the semicircular canal. Vestibule. Vestibule is the central part of the bony labyrinth. I already said about it is a part of bony labyrinth because semicircular canal, vestibule and cochlea are the part of the bony labyrinth. So vestibule is a central part of bony labyrinth. Here you will see this is the vestibular part. It is a central part of the bony labyrinth. Here you also see this is the part of the vestibule. So it is a central part of the bony labyrinth. It is separated from middle ear by the oval window. I already said it is first oval window, middle ear part like stapes bone attached to the oval window and separated by the vestibule. So it is separated from the middle ear by the oval window and communicate anteriorly with the cochlea. Here you will see this is the cochlea, and now in this diagram I will try to explain. In this anteriorly part it is covered by the cochlea and posteriorly by the semicircular canal, and this part is called vestibule. This part is called vestibule. So anteriorly by the cochlea and the posteriorly by the semicircular canal. This part is vestibule. Anteriorly it is covered by the cochlea and the posteriorly by the semicircular canal. So it separated from the middle ear by the oval window and communicate anteriorly with the cochlea and posteriorly with the semicircular canal. It also help in the balance. Function of vestibule also help in the balance together with semicircular canal and saccules and utricle. So it is also, it contain duct which open into the saccules and utricle. So it is a help in the also in the balance function. This is the part of function of the vestibule. Also I will explain you about in the mechanism of the balance. Now saccules and utricle. First, saccules and utricles are the membranous part. I will try to explain you about saccules and utricle. Then after I will try to explain about the cochlea, because cochlea is a large portion and saccules and utricle are the communication, like it has same function like vestibule and the semicircular canal. So I will try to explain you about first saccules and utricle, then after the cochlea. So saccules and utricle are the part of the saccules and utricle are the part of membranous labyrinth and are two membranous sac located in the vestibule. I already said this present in the located in the saccules. Here you will vestibule. Here you will see this is the utricle part and this is the saccules part. So it is present in the vestibular part. So saccules and utricle are two membranous sac located into the vestibule. They are the organ of balance. I already said about vestibule, saccule and utricle and semicircular canal. Together they form help in the balancing in our body. So they are organ of balance which detect the movement of acceleration of the head in vertical and horizontal plane. Please learn this help in the movement of the head and the vertical and horizontal plane respectively. So its function of the saccules and utricle, also the vestibule and semicircular canal. So they are the organ of balance which detect the movement or acceleration of the head in the vertical and horizontal plane. What is the or other part of the utricles and saccule? Utricle is a large of the two receiving three semicircular canal. Here you will see this is the semicircular canal and its duct open into the utricle and saccule. Here you will see the utricle. So semicircular canal open into the utricle. So large in the two part saccules and utricle. Utricle receive the three semicircular canal. The saccules are globular in shape and receive the cochlear duct. You see that this is the cochlea. So in this cochlear duct open into the saccules and semicircular duct which open into the utricle. So utricle is a large of two receiving the three semicircular canal. This received into the utricle and cochlear duct open into the saccules. So this is the function of the saccules and utricle. Main function is the organ of balance. It help in the balance in our body. So it is a part of the membranous labyrinth, saccules and utricle. But vestibule and semicircular canal are the part of the bony labyrinth. Now third part of the bony labyrinth is the cochlea. I already discussed semicircular canal and vestibule. Now part of the cochlea. Third is the cochlea. It is the largest part and very much function of the cochlea. It's very I will discuss what the function of the cochlea. First of all, a spiral shaped fluid filled structure. This is the cochlea which are spiral shaped fluid filled structure. This also look like snail, so also called snail like structure. Spiral shaped fluid filled structure is called cochlea. Coiled tube making 2.5 or 2.7, sometimes you will see 2.5 or 2.7 turn around the modulus. Center of the cochlea is called modulus. So it is turn around the modulus. 2.5 or 2.7 turns around the modulus. Coiled end of cochlea are called cupula. The coiled end, here you will see the end of the cochlea. So coiled end of the cochlea are called modulus. This is called modulus part. Cupula part. Coiled end of the cochlea is called cupula. There are three compartments. When you will cut this part, cochlear part, then you will see three compartments present in the cochlea. Here when cross section of the cochlea you will do, then you will see three compartments which are very important for the transmission of the fluid and help in the hearing. So first is the scala vestibuli, second is the scala media, and third is the scala tympani. First is the scala vestibuli closed by the stapes foot plate, contain perilimb. It contain the perilimb and tympanic, also scala tympani also contain the perilimb, and scala media contain the endolimb. I will try to see this image. This is the part contain the scala vestibuli. It is a cross section of the cochlea. Then you will see this is part of scala vestibuli, this is scala media, and this is the scala tympani. Here you will see this part filled with the perilimb. This part also filled with the perilimb, but scala media filled with the endolimb. So please learn scala vestibuli closed by the stapes foot plate and contain perilimb. Scala media contain the endolimb, and scala tympani closed by the secondary membrane and it contain the perilimb. Here you will see the perilimb, but endolimb filled in scala media contain the endolimb. Also you need to learn about the scala tympani is connected by subarachnoidal space through the aqueduct of cochlea. It's also important, so you need to learn about this. Scala tympani is connected by the subarachnoidal space through the aqueduct of cochlea. And scala vestibuli and scala tympani connected to each other at the apex called helicotrama. When you will see this is the part of scala tympani, this is the part of the scala vestibuli. Then this part and this part merge and together they merge is called helicotrema. So scala vestibuli and scala tympani connected to each other at the apex of the cochlea. You will see this merging at the apex of cochlea and is called helicotrema. This is the this position is called helicotrema. So this merging of the scala vestibuli and scala tympani is called helicotrema. So this important when you will cross section of the cochlea, then you will see this type of the cavity present. It's very important cavity because it help in the hearing. First of all, here you will see this is the scala vestibuli, this is the scala media, and this is the scala tympani. This membrane is called basilar membrane. Please learn, this is very important. This membrane is called basilar membrane, and this part is called organ of Corti. This part is called organ of Corti. What is the function of the organ of Corti? First of all, function of the organ of Corti help in the hearing. Function of this is the very important. Organ of Corti help in the hearing. So it contains vestibuli, tympani, and the scala media. Scala vestibuli, here you will see scala vestibuli, and this membrane is called tectorial membrane. Help in the also changing of tectorial membrane, which causes the hearing help in the hearing. So this part is called basilar membrane and this part is called tectorial membrane. Please learn this diagram, it's very important diagram. And this cell, hair cell present on the organ of Corti help in the hearing when movement of this hair cell. I will explain everything about this, what is the function, how this work, then I will explain. Please now only concentrate on the diagram. What part is this? This membrane are called raciner membrane. Raciner membrane also it is present in the endolymph. Endolymph means scala media part between the border of the scala vestibuli and scala media. This is called raciner membrane, and is tectorial membrane present in this region above the like organ of Corti above the. This is the hair cell present in the organ of Corti, and this membrane is called basilar membrane where the organ of Corti present. So this is the first, what is organ of Corti? Organ of Corti present on the basilar membrane. Here I already said this is the basilar membrane where the organ of Corti present. It contains specialized hair cell. This is the specialized hair cell which are present on the organ of Corti, through which electrical impulse like sound are sent to the auditory cochlear nerve to the brain. Here electrical impulse, it is transported by the 8 cranial nerve, vestibulocochlear nerve, auditory या cochlear nerve to the brain. So this is the spiral ganglion, and through this nerve the transmission of the sound impulse to the brain. So this is the function of organ of Corti. When anyone asks to you what is the function of organ of Corti, so organ of Corti help in the hearing function, help in the hearing. And I will discuss what is the function of vestibule, utricle, saccule, and semicircular canal. This is the function of the balance. So this is complete function of the ear, balance and the hearing. Balance, hearing function is the occur by the cochlea or organ of Corti. Organ of Corti is a part of the cochlea, so it help in the hearing. And the vestibule, saccules, and utricle and semicircular canal which help in the balancing in our body. So it is about the organ of Corti. Very important diagram. Please learn this all part of the scala vestibuli, scala media, and scala tympani. Now I will try to only this where which I didn't discuss. I discussed already utricle and saccule, but other part of membranous labyrinth contain cochlear duct, semicircular duct, and endolymphatic duct. So in this membranous part of the labyrinth, or also called inner ear, contain the utricle and saccule, which I already discussed. Utricle and saccule, here you will see utricle and saccule present, and cochlear duct. Cochlear duct, this duct is called cochlear duct which open into the saccules. I already said which open into the saccules. And the semicircular duct open into the utricle. So please learn utricle, semicircular duct open into the utricle, and cochlear duct open into the saccule. So utricle and saccule, membranous labyrinth part. Cochlear duct also it is a membranous labyrinth part. Semicircular duct which is a part of membranous. Please learn, semicircular duct is a part of the membranous labyrinth, but semicircular canal is a part of the bony labyrinth. Also cochlear duct is a part of membranous labyrinth, but cochlea is a part of the bony labyrinth. Don't confuse on this, because cochlea, vestibule, semicircular canal, this is part of bony labyrinth, but cochlear duct, here you see duct. cochlear duct, semicircular duct, endolymphatic duct, not endolymph. Not endolymph. Endolymph is a fluid. So endolymphatic duct is a part of the membranous labyrinth. So please learn semicircular duct is a part of membranous labyrinth and cochlear duct also part of membranous labyrinth. Not cochlea, not semicircular canal. So this is the part of the membranous labyrinth, endolymphatic duct, cochlear duct, and here you will see the endolymphatic duct. This is the endolymphatic duct is the part of the membranous labyrinth. So membranous labyrinth contain utricle and saccule. This is the utricle, this is the saccule, cochlear duct from the cochlea, semicircular duct from the semicircular canal, all part of the semicircular canal, and the endolymphatic duct, this is the endolymphatic duct. So this is the part of membranous labyrinth. This is very important part of the membranous labyrinth. Now blood supply to the inner ear. Blood supply occurred to the inner ear by the two part. First is the bony labyrinth had different blood supply and membranous labyrinth. I already discussed inner ear has two part, bony labyrinth and membranous labyrinth. So bony labyrinth is supplied by three artery. First is the anterior tympanic branch, posterior petrosal branch, and stylomastoid branch. Please learn if you didn't know about the branch. First anterior tympanic branch, it is a which artery branch? It is a branch of maxillary artery. So it is a branch of maxillary artery. Second is the petrosal branch. Petrosal branch is a branch of middle meningeal artery. Please learn if you didn't know middle meningeal artery. It is a branch of middle meningeal artery. Petrosal branch is a branch of the middle meningeal artery. And third is the stylomastoid branch. Stylomastoid branch is a branch of the posterior auricular artery. Posterior auricular, sorry, it's so much congesting. Posterior auricular artery. So there are three arteries supplied to the bony labyrinth. First is the anterior tympanic branch, which is the branch of maxillary artery. Second is the petrosal branch, which is a branch of middle meningeal artery. And third is the stylomastoid branch, which is a branch of posterior auricular artery. So three arteries supplied to the bony labyrinth. And membranous labyrinth also supplied by the three branches. First is the cochlear branch, which supply the cochlear duct. Cochlear branch supplied to the cochlear duct, and the vestibular branch which supplied to the vestibular apparatus, because cochlear branch supply the cochlea which help in the hearing, and vestibular branch supply the vestibule which help in the balance. So three also called three branches, but this is paired and unpaired. Cochlear branches supplied to the cochlear duct, vestibular branches supplied to the vestibular apparatus. This is the blood supplied to the inner ear. And venous drainage occur by the labyrinth vein. Vein drain from the inner ear through the labyrinth vein, which empties into the sigmoid sinus or inferior petrosal sinus. So this is the venous drainage of the inner ear. So it is about the blood supply of the inner ear. Next is the nerve supply to the inner ear. First of all, nerve supply to the inner ear, which nerve? 8 cranial nerve. 8 cranial nerve also called vestibulocochlear nerve. So inner ear innervated by the vestibulocochlear nerve. Also please learn facial nerve like 7 pair nerve passes through the canal but not supplied to the any part of the ear. It's very important because many times student confused, because 7th cranial nerve also passes through this canal but it not supplied to the any part of the inner ear, any part of the ear. So only vestibulocochlear nerve is supplied to the inner ear. First is it has two branches. First is the vestibular nerve and the cochlear nerve. Vestibular nerve and the cochlear nerve. Vestibular nerve responsible for balance. I already said vestibular nerve. Vestibule is a part of balance, and cochlear nerve, which is the cochlea, which is a part of the hearing. So responsible for hearing. So vestibular nerve which help in the balance, and cochlear nerve which help in the hearing. Which part included the vestibular nerve? Vestibular nerve included like balancing organ. I already said balancing organ like semicircular canal, saccules and utricle, vestibule, semicircular canal, and these are the balancing organs. So vestibular nerve supplied to this part only. This part is contain the vestibular nerve is the utricle, saccule, semicircular canal and vestibule. This is only supplied by the vestibular nerve. And cochlear nerve supplied to the organ of Corti, which is the hearing organ and cochlear part. So this is the difference, two different nerve, one branches two different nerve contain vestibular nerve and cochlear nerve which supply the different part. So this is the about the nerve supply of the inner ear. So you understand about all thing about the blood supply and nerve supply of the inner ear. So first of all, physiology of hearing. Physiology of hearing, in first of all, production of sound. Here you will see the production of sound from the source, then production of sound wave through the vibration. Any vibration occur, then production of the sound, then pinna collect the sound. I already said in the previous video, pinna help in the collection of sound from the different area. So pinna help in the collection of sound wave, then transmit to the external auditory canal. This is the external auditory canal or external auditory meatus through which the vibration transmitted or sound wave transmitted. So pinna collect the sound wave, then transmit to the external auditory canal. Here external auditory canal where the transmission of the sound wave occur. Then after vibration of the tympanic membrane, this is the eardrum or tympanic membrane, then vibration of the tympanic membrane occur and vibration transmitted to the middle ear due to which ossicles vibrate. Then after through the tympanic membrane, it transmitted to the middle ear which contain the malleus incus stapes. So vibration of these ossicles which causes enter into the oval window, because I already said that stapes, foot plate of the stapes attached with the oval window, then vibration transmitted to the enter into the oval window through the foot plate of the stapes. Through the foot plate of stapes, it enter into the oval window of the inner ear. Then after fluid in the cochlea move, this is the part of cochlea which contain the fluid present in the cochlea which move. So fluid in the cochlea start to moving. Then endolymph move in the cochlear duct. Then the present of the fluid endolymph which move into the cochlear duct, causing the stimulation of hair cell in the organ of Corti. So stimulation of hair cell which present in the organ of Corti, I already said the cells present in the organ of cochlea contain the organ of Corti which contain the small hair cell. So causes the movement of the hair cell which present in the organ of Corti. Generation of nerve impulse then passes to the cochlear portion of vestibulocochlear nerve. This is the part of vestibulocochlear nerve through which impulse transmitted. So through the vestibulocochlear nerve, transmission of the to the medulla or brain, to the brain, medulla of the cerebrum which transmitted to the brain. So this is the about the physiology of hearing. Now I will try to explain in the very short. Production of sound wave, then pinna help in the collection of the sound wave, then transmitted to the external auditory meatus, and after that tympanic membrane. After tympanic membrane, it collected into the middle ear, ossicles of the middle ear like malleus incus stapes. Then after transmitted to the foot plate, through the foot plate of stapes to the oval window. Through the oval window, then after it's transmitted into the cochlea, fluid present in the cochlea, then it's endolymph fluid which move and causes the generation of impulse to the vestibulocochlear nerve. Then vestibulocochlear nerve connected with the brain, then it transmitted to the brain, and sensation of the sound, we detect the sound, hearing of this sound. So this is about the physiology of the hearing, how we hear about the sound. Second is the physiology of balance. This is the function of vestibule, semicircular canal, and the utricle and saccule. This is the function of the cochlea, means organ of Corti. So physiology of our hearing is the function of cochlea like organ of Corti, and physiology of the balance is the function of the utricle, saccules, and semicircular canal. So three semicircular canal are arranged in a way that perceive position of the head in the space. Perceive the position of head in the three semicircular. I already said three semicircular canal which help in the collection of the perceive the changing of the position of the head when bending of the head. So due to change in the position of head causes the movement of fluid. Due to changing in the position of the head which causes the movement of the fluid. After movement of the fluid, then hair cell present in the utricle and saccule and ampulla bend and stimulate. Due to the movement of the head, hair cell in the utricles present in the utricle, saccules, and ampulla part of the semicircular canal bend and stimulate. Then after stimulation of these hair cell occur. When stimulation of these hair cell occur, then nerve impulse generated and join the vestibular part of the vestibulocochlear nerve. Then nerve impulse also transmitted to the vestibular part of the vestibulocochlear nerve. When impulse transmitted to the vestibulocochlear nerve, then after it transmitted same as the like hearing, like same transmitted to the cerebellum. Cerebellum help in the balancing up in our body, so transmitted to the cerebellum and then to the cerebrum part of the brain. So this is about the physiology of balance and then maintenance of balance and posture in our body. So this is about the physiology of balance. First, three semicircular canal arrange, so help in the detection of the balance due to changing in the position of the head, which causes the movement of the fluid. Then after, hair cell present in utricle, saccus and ampulla part of the semicircular canal, stimulation occur and nerve transmitted to the vestibulocochlear nerve. Through the vestibular part, it transmitted to the vestibulocochlear nerve. From the vestibulocochlear nerve, it transmitted to the brain part and help in the maintenance of the balance and posture. So this is about the physiology of balance and this is about the physiology of hearing. If you have any doubt, then you can ask me in the comment section. I will definitely answer your all question. Thank you so much, doctor.